right, let's do a little division round hot read. Hot read is now 21-9-1 after that Rams cover for us, 70% on the season. We are definitely coming in hot this week. Let's go with the Packers. Green Bay plus 10 at San Francisco. Now look, I know it's terrifying. The thing you want to do this round instinctively is bet on these rested one seeds, right? This could go very badly, very quickly for us. The Packers defense is not good, no matter what Dallas thinks. Joe Barry is not good. San Fran has all the weapons. It's entirely possible the Niners just drop 40 and we feel like idiots on this one. But what we saw in that Dallas game, that was not a fluke. And that was not just Dallas being Dallas. This is Green Bay being Green Bay too. Since week 9, the Packers are number 2 in the NFL offensively by DVOA, ahead of the Ravens, behind only these Niners. These are the two best offenses over the last half of the season. Green Bay's top 5 running, top 5 passing, and you saw why. Jordan Love has made the leap. Since that week 9 period, he went from second to last in the NFL in completion percentage over expectation to second in the NFL in that metric. He's top 3 in PFF grade during that span. He's top 3 in EPA in that window. He's basically put up MVP type numbers this back half of the season, and I think he can actually produce against the Niners. That secondary is beatable. Green Bay is number 2 in pass block win rate. I think they can hold up. And don't forget, Aaron Jones is running really well. 4 straight games now. He's at least 20 carries, over 100 yards. San Fran's run D is beatable too. So I do think the Packers offense can hang here. And don't forget too, the Niners have been a little slower defensively in the first half. They've been definitely worse at home, below average by DVOA versus number 2 on the road. Green Bay too, they don't make a lot of mistakes. They're a young team, but if you look at sacks and turnovers, Green Bay averaged this season 2.8 sacks and turnovers per game, lowest in the entire NFL. So they're not going to give this game away. And Matt LaFleur, I think, can get some advantages too. We saw what happened to Sean McVay this weekend. Kyle Shanahan similarly doesn't always optimize things. Matt LaFleur is better at being aggressive, finding those little tiny advantages. Niners might be a bit rusty here too. They haven't really played a real game since Christmas. Remember the Baltimore game we all watched? San Fran played Washington the next week. That's a preseason game. They sat week 18. They rested. So I don't know what happens if they come out a little rusty here, a little slow. They haven't really been tested a whole lot either. Right now, looks like rain and wind. That might introduce some randomness. That usually helps an underdog. And then the trends for this round. Matt LaFleur, you always want to back him as an underdog. 21-10 ATS, 68%. But in the division round, this is the key trend you need to know. Home favorites the last 2 decades, this round, only 42% against the spread. Just the 1 seeds, who remember, are rested. They didn't play last week. 1 seeds in the divisional round are 35% ATS this round, including when they're favored by 10 or less, 10, 25-1 against the spread, 29% cover rate. If you look just these last 2 decades, both 1 seeds covered only 2 times in 2 decades. Meanwhile, they both failed to cover 8 times in that span. So if you look kind of at how the numbers play out, those 1 seeds are failing to cover by over 2 points a game. So you're basically paying a 2-point tax if you want to bet on the 49ers here or on the Ravens as well in their game. So the value is on the Packers. Divisional round home teams on a 1-game losing streak. Don't forget the Niners lost week 18. Again, that's implying some rust here. Those teams are 3-15 ATS the following game, 17% cover rate. And road division round teams that missed the playoffs last year, those teams are 27-13 ATS, 68%. Teams like the Packers that are maybe on the up and coming and just won a playoff game to get to this round, but now are on the road. So I love Green Bay here. I didn't bet Green Bay last week, but I had this matchup marked if they did survive. Give me Packers plus 10 all day. I want that key number, but we're not done yet. Instead of a second hot read tonight, how about a little escalator on the Packers? Divisional round underdogs of 7 to 11 points are 12-23 straight up. If you just bet the money line on all those teams, you would have a 52% ROI over the last couple decades. 52%. That is huge. Sprinkle that Packers money line plus 380, but we're not done yet. Take it a step further. If Green Bay wins, Dallas is out, San Francisco is out. What's left? We already saw Green Bay win in Detroit on Thanksgiving, and I honestly think the Packers will be favored if Detroit loses their next game. So, gotta play the escalator. Plus 1,100 for the Packers to win the NFC. Why not? Forget that they're a 7 seed. Jordan Love is the best quarterback left in the conference. How often do you get to bet on the best quarterback left at plus 1,100? And if you're doing that, we got to do it 30-1 to win the Super Bowl, even if it's just a ticket to hedge out once they get there. Obviously, they'd be big underdogs then. If you're playing the 11-1, you got to play the 30-1 too. Coming in hot, I warned you. Green Bay Packers, hot read this week, plus 10 in San Francisco. I think they can hang. I think they have a chance to win. History says the value is on the underdog, especially against these 1 seeds. So, divisional round hot read, Green Bay Packers plus 10, and ride that Packers escalator. Let's have some fun.